Look at that. I got the music going like directly on pressing the go button.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
Yeah, that
timing.
was perfectly timed. I meant to do
Fantastic.
that. Question is, yeah, the sleeping girl in the thumbnail is pretty cute. You should be a sleep wife. Yeah, well, I won't lie to you, Brass. One of the things that spurred this is a little bit of post you-know-what clarity. So,
No, I wouldn't know.
I'm now sat here with like galaxy brain because the fog has been removed. So I can now think circles within circles, wheels within wheels, and be not afraid. That kind of thing, you know?
Okay, so what have you been enlightened with?
I don't know. I'm waiting to find out. That's what this stream is for. We'll find out. Go and share the YouTube link around. You do the thing.
Wait, I'm not even on the bloody YouTube link. Hang on.
I'll put it in chat. There you go. This is completely unplanned. I had no intention of doing this evening, but then I figured, you know what? It's late for me. Yes, post coffee brain, Paladin Steve. That's exactly what I mean. Definitely, I was not referring to another world that begins with C. See, they're filing in. The Americans are here. They've fallen for it. Hello, Tacti. How are you? The strategy, the grand strategy succeeds, Brass. Our machinations and manipulations are successful. So on to Discord news we go for Emmy Server. Everyone. I love the fact that I sort of co-own this server with Emmy because I can just spam everyone with the fact that they're live. You're live.
True.
And no one can yell at me because my name is in green. Chapettes, if you have not yet, do give the stream a like. Send the link out into the ether. Give it to your friends and your family. Give it to your dog. Get your dog to watch. Elves invading a modern Earth. That your kind of thing at all, Brass? I've never really gone in for that.
What, elves invading a modern Earth?
Yeah, Tacti.
What are they invading it with?
Dragons, I guess?
No, there's an anime about that, and it doesn't go well for the dragons.
Oh, well, dragons don't technically have nukes, do they?
No, or Apache helicopters and shit.
Yeah, isn't that Gates? Isn't that getting a new season?
Yeah, I never watched it, but I watched clips.
Well, the only reason I'm really aware of it is because of the time Baby DM brought it up. And then after he brought it up, the Elven Maiden tweeted about a new season coming out. Oh, well, that's just one of those things that kind of lines up in a weird way.
Well, it's been around a while.
I can imagine. You're giving it a shot, are you, Tacti? Well, that's fair enough. You give it your shot. And whilst you're giving it a shot, you can go ahead and say, hey, everyone, we're live. We're talking about things and items and things. Elves don't invade. They simply visit the locals to have allowed others to settle. You ever hear about the way that the High Elves found the Imperial Isle in, like, the Merethic era of the Elder Scrolls?
No.
They had, like, this guy called something the Explorer. And he sails up... Dora the Explorer. And he sails up the Nibbon, you know, the long river, past Leowyn and up. And he goes there and he finds, like, these avian bird people. And he teaches them to read. And they're so happy that they've been taught to read that they then just make him king.
Yeah, seems about right. Yeah.
Oh well, the chat's filling up, so I should probably put it on screen. There we are. You can go up there. I like it when Brass is on top.
I don't.
Oh well, that's one of the reasons I like it. Yes, violence solves everything. The Brit is live, but I brought a Welsh dragon with me. Can you say map? Map. Need a map. I hate children's TV with a passion. My little brother used to watch In the Night Garden.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, my cousin watched that all the time.
I had Teletubbies growing up.
Yeah, I had Teletubbies
when I was a kid.
Yeah.
That's a fever dream, but In the Night Garden sort of takes it to a whole new level of just drug-induced fever dreams.
Yeah, I barely remember anything about that shit, but I just remember it being wacky and
Here's my music,
trippy.
I don't know, like the baby in the sun. I think she's got a baby herself now.
Oh yeah, no, I heard about it. Yeah, the bait. Yeah. She's like, well, look, she's gonna be in her 30s, bro.
Yeah, well, she's older than us. We're in our 30s. Ah, Yang Yan Zhao, one of the grognards that should go on your tier list, Brass.
Oh yeah, one day, guys, I'm gonna do a grognard tier list. One day.
Welcome, Mr. Yang Yan Zhao, sir. If you wouldn't mind, would you take the YouTube link and just spam it in somewhere, like put it on Twitter or something? That's very helpful because I don't know what I'm doing. Hey, look at that. I appreciate the share, Mr. Paladin Steve. I'm just gonna pop the YouTube link underneath it. I should probably stop streaming to X because it's just false numbers. You know, it doesn't count it right. Elon hasn't yet to crack that sort of code, you know.
Yeah, I have. Mate, I forgot you even streamed on X.
It lets people know that it's there. Maybe I should put a little ticker every now and again. You know, like I've got these little tickers here, like this one. And maybe it should just say something like, watching on X, come over to YouTube or Rumble. I don't even have Rumble open. That's how unprofessional I am.
Come on, we need Rumble rants.
I don't think this is worth money.
You never know. Look, Stug might donate $2 again.
Stug's great. Don't you keep his name out of your mouth. I mean, violence solves violence solves everything. Violence solves everything's in Rumble. Hi, Violence. He's a cool dude. He used to run a podcast, like back in the day, while I was still in high school, I think. Cool. Violence solves everything. Violence solves everything in the chat.
Oh, right.
X can be useful, says Yang Jan Zhao. Sometimes people will randomly see your stream and then follow you on YouTube or Rumble. Very true. Sorry, a bit before I do another Rumble rant. No, I am not e-begging tonight. I am in a way sort of philosophical, I suppose, in terms of how I'm feeling.
Never had that experience in my life.
You do usually after, like, the most philosophical I think we ever got was when you came to visit me while I was staying with my dad. And we were just up until like 5 a.m. in the dark, continually talking.
Well, to be fair, I literally hadn't seen you since like university at that point.
Yeah, it'd been a good, what, 10 years?
Yeah, so it was roughly like that, yeah.
And now we just sort of, you pop around every now and again, we get some ciders, and we talk about stat blocks.
The best thing to talk about.
Yeah. It's weird, because I left university pretty. Oh, look! Yeah.
You can always rely on Stug.
You can always rely on Stug. Stug, you are glorious, sir. You are glorious. Well done. People are fighting over the crowns now. Have you seen the way that YouTube does these like top fan things now? Stug has just immediately gone to first place by donating some money.
Oh, I just looked in the chat. I have no idea what these crowns are even about.
Yeah, it's like you earn XP as you chat. I don't understand.
What crown am I on? Can I see?
You'd have to be in the chat and do it like earning XP or giving me money.
I'm going to do a little hello.
Violence, I will say that, like, I used to listen to some really poor audio stuff back in the day.
I don't even have a crown.
Well, that's because you're not a king. Only kings have crowns, and Stug's a king.
Oh, dear.
You've thrown me. You've completely lost me. Oh, cheers for the share, Mr. Yang Zhao. I appreciate that. Oh, Delver's just gone live. I hope I'm not stepping on his toes. Ah, Noble Shield. Hello, Noble. Go ahead and share the stream, Noble. It's all good. Wednesday's looking quite interesting, Brass.
Yeah.
with Tittle. We've got obviously you, me, and Dean. We seem to be the three major players of the show now. Obviously, I'm there, but we have we're doing a Demons show, and we have the official artist for 5th edition's Demons, or Demon Lords, I should say. Which is cool.
Richard Witters shows up every now and then.
Yeah, but it's cool to think that we're doing, we're doing the Demon show, and the guy that did the official artwork in the books for the Demons is on the show. Isn't that cool? It's just, I like the way that works out. Maybe that's just me.
Hopefully he doesn't like copyright strike me for using them in my video.
I'm going to tell him to. Like, Brass said some really shit stuff about your art, mate. You should go over there and sort him out. Get some royalties off him. All that non-existent money that you're not getting. Noble Shield from... I don't think Noble Shield showed up through Win. I think... How did you find me, Noble Shield? I just know you've been around basically forever. What were you going to say?
I can't bloody remember, mate.
It's late. We shouldn't be doing this. It's too late. I've got work in the morning, and here I am streaming.
Just don't work.
Don't work. Hey, Sketchy. Honestly, I just saw him go live, and now I do honestly feel bad. Well, I don't think I'm going to take too much away from Bill. He's a much larger creator than I am, and he's got a lot better shit to say than me. Shouldn't you be working on things specifically related to Pydras? How are you feeling, by the way, man? I hope the healing process is going well. Sketchy had like a major surgery. Right? I think it was similar to Dean's.
Oh right.
If you called into one of Wick's streams, Noble, I would have been gone because I usually only stay for an hour on Wick's streams because it's so late for me. And even then, I'm only on his show rarely when it kind of crosses over into what I talk about. Because I don't do politics. I do video games and fantasy. That's basically what he's brought me on for so far. That, and I was on there with Harmony Ginger once being told I was evil for wanting all goblins to be slain. How do you feel about goblins, Brett?
Look, listen. Goblin Slayer is a good anime. And goblins are evil. Or in the case of World of Warcraft, goblins are annoying.
Either one is worthy of death. Oh yeah, there you go. The one yeah, there you go. If that was the one you found me with, Noble, then I feel proud because you're a fan that I earned. Me alone, I did that. Man, it's been good having you around though. Like one thing that I've enjoyed is like building an audience with names that I keep recognizing. It's fun. I enjoy it a lot. Like there's a few from the Nerd Cognito audience that kind of cross over. There's a lot that don't, that just watch here. By the way, guys, Brass is uploading videos now. He wants to try and steal my thunder.
Yeah, I'm gonna beat you to 1K, mate.
Do it. If you do tier lists, you will.
Yeah.
Jason Jacobson, welcome, sir. Welcome, sir. Gotta slay the goblins. Yes, I'm gonna put that on screen for a moment because that is very true. Must slay goblins.
I was slaying goblins earlier in WoW. There's treasure goblins as an event on. I was
Isn't
farming
that a Diablo thing?
Yeah, no, it is a Diablo event. And there's like treasure goblins that spawn around the world in WoW now, and you can get loot off them.
Stug, I'm not going to put that on screen as a highlight, even though it's very funny, because I know what it is a reference to. But very clever. Well done. Yeah, Noble, you're right. You are right. There was a guy on there. If you remember, Brass, if you watch it, this is the one where I tried to world build for them impromptu. And I was trying to describe that they had a fiancée that was pregnant. Oh dear, but you're going to get married before the baby's coming. You're on militia watch, and there's a band of goblins coming into the village. What do you do?
Oh, yeah. I wondered what the hell you were on about just then, but now I'm...
Yeah, that was the stream. Holy moly, Tacty Platty with $5. Bless Elf Bikini Month. Glad it's gaining momentum. You know, I agree. And to be honest, since the Elven Maid Inn has come up with that, I have been just milking it for engagement. It is. I am getting so many followers just for making low effort AI images of elf boobs, and I'm loving every second of it.
Well, I'm plugging myself in your chat.
Do it.
There we are. I haven't actually got a proper name, but right now it's just called the Brass Drake, because most of this shit's placeholder. I'm trying to figure out what I can do other than the Brass Dragon, because I don't want the Pinkertons to knock down my door and murder my family.
You see, the way I see it, Steve, is Brass for me is like the library's guardian / librarian, like librarian guardian monster. His lair is within the library because brass dragons like to hoard stuff like that.
When you've done Grumblescold,
yes,
we should do the Lost Law Library.
Yeah, I feel that could be fun. You see, as a module, I think the Grundleskull is like the way I'm designing Grundleskull is like he himself is like a plugin. He's not a standalone adventure. He can be, but I want him to be an NPC that someone could plonk in their world and just have a load of stuff that they don't then have to make, or they could then springboard off of him. Because it's really difficult to create NPCs with a lot of depth, and he is supposed to be an NPC with a lot of not only like narrative depth but mechanical depth. The reason he's 5th edition is because it's the biggest market and because it's what I know the best at this point. And I mean, the tower that you helped me start making, that I've now continued a tad, that itself is no longer just a tower. It's really spiraling out of control, where he's now got a dungeon beneath his tower. There's a lich enemy, a vampire enemy. There's a list of items and quests he can send the party on. I think when it's done, it might be cool to kind of get a group together to stream how well they can do in invading his tower, because it is a little bit like my Tomb of it's a little bit like my Tomb of Horrors. Like, you've seen the nasty stuff that happens when you get to the front door. It's not, because the idea is, if you invade and you steal a load of stuff, good for you, but you're gonna have a level 20 wizard that's very pissed off.
Well, the Lost Law Library can also be a Tomb of Horrors style dungeon that you can put in any world.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, I was kind of just thinking, if I create a load of cool bits and bobs that you can just plonk as areas of interest, and they'll have other areas of interest that are related to them, they can kind of mesh together, and you could have, like, just a modular pick and choose world building thing, which is, I think, how modules are kind of supposed to be anyway. Like, you can just put this in your campaign if you want. We got some new people. Jeffrem's here. Hello, Jeffrem. And Teddy. Hello, Teddy. Greetings. Welcome.
Hello. What's all this now?
This is an impromptu stream. This is, sir. One idea that I was really interested to do, again, this is one of the reasons I've told people I need to step back from a lot of stuff, is there's a really interesting idea that I don't want to talk too much about because I don't want someone to pinch it, but we've talked about it at some length, and that is the war between two specific monsters in the same biome.
Ah, yes.
And I think that would be really cool to have in the world as well, but the idea is to have these modules be available to players of all levels, and they can kind of engage with it at the level they're at. So the level 10 party might want to try and invade Grundleskull's tower. But, they'd likely die trying. But they could come away with some really cool shit. I've also got, like, a table for how Grundleskull treats certain players based on the character they're playing. Like, if you've got a wizard that's over, I think, 17 int, he takes an interest in them and will just talk to them only and blank the rest of the party. Bonus points if the wizard is an elf woman.
Well, when we do the Lost Law Library, we'll have a brass dragon, and it will take interest in those with high charisma.
Yeah. That way the bard can be talked to death.
Yep.
The right honourable order of Jagpack. This name was chosen for me. I did not choose this path. This life chose me. What else? Oh, yeah, you know what? I should probably put your link on here. Guys, if you have not yet clicked on here, you can go to @thebrassdrake over on YouTube. And you can listen to Brass talk about Demon Lords in a low-effort tier list, which is YouTube shovelware and has gotten lots of views. It's like right off the bat.
High effort, actually. High effort.
High effort? I don't know. To be honest, yeah, you're not wrong, Noble Shield. You are the one that chose Jackpack. Yeah, it was you. Oh, it was foisted upon me by this idiot. I kid. You know, it's just this is another thing that I like. It's like the community kind of builds itself. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Smug Life. The Smug Life chose me. And you know, I'm now at a level of fame, my head expanding, that I can just go live and people are here. Which is kind of cool.
Look, Esper the Bard replied to you, and he never does that.
I think he replied to me because I name dropped Sandy Peterson.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to use some leverage.
Oh, that was actually a Rumble rant. The Smug Life choosing me. So thank you for the $1 redo there, Lou. Appreciate that. Thank you. Look, we've made money.
Hey, look, you've technically made more money than you'd make in an hour of work. Well, almost anyway. Because we've only been live for
scratching it. Scratching it.
Maybe
20 minutes.
Quarter of an hour, yeah.
Yeah, 21 minutes and 39 seconds.
That's already $8.
$8.
If we stream for an hour, then you know.
Yeah. You know, we just need someone to come in and be like, "Here's $100 dues," and I go, please don't give me $100 dues for this crap. That's another thing. Like, a few of these guys have asked me when I'm opening like channel memberships or Patreon, and like I wrote on Twitter, I just don't feel like I produced anything worthy of a patron or a channel membership as of yet.
I agree.
Yes, that is exactly how you spell that. Definitely. Exactly. We've actually got 10 people over on Rumble watching. Hello. Very strange. Do give the place a like and a follow over on Rumble, I suppose. That's quite odd. Stug says he resembles that remark. Yeah, Stug is the one that's been asking about channel memberships and things as well. I don't know. I know there are people that would want to support financially like that, but I wouldn't want to ask them. If the economies of our respective countries were booming, I'd have no issue saying, yeah, you know, drop me, you know, £5 a month for what I'm doing. No issue saying that at all. But let's be honest, life is kind of crap at the moment, Brett. People are struggling. And where they put their dollary dues is quite important. And I'd rather they take care of themselves first before they give money to me, at least until I've done something worth money.
Yeah. Oh, look. If I were wealthy, I would just give you no rants on your highest effort stuff, then pop into your impromptu streams and drop $100.
It's a form of psychological warfare. Everything that man does is psychological warfare. Oh, bloody hell. We got another Rumble rant. Jeff from Denkar for $2 dues. From your Drow video, you said you were covering Evil on the next Wednesday show. If you need to borrow my PDF. I did see you DM me this, but I woke up to it. And I then had to get ready for work, and I completely forgot to reply to you. I do apologize. I would love to borrow your copy of the Book of Vile Darkness, sir. I would love to. Thank you.
Apparently, that's a messed up book.
Yeah, I mean, it is called the Book of Vile Darkness. In fact, it does kind of...
If it's the 3rd edition one, anyway, because I think the 4th edition did a Book of Vile Darkness, and it was shit. Sanitized,
probably. The thing is, like, it's like I said on my little Drow video, like he referenced, the the way you treat evil within your setting or your TTRPG or your novel or whatever really does set you up for what you can do after the fact. Like, if you're willing to go into the depths of depravity of the Drow, for instance, you are more likely to reach the heights of defeating them because it's just that bad.
True.
I mean, Tacti Plati, I mean, interacting with your stuff on X is, you know, it's not, that's not worth giving me cash. The only reason I don't follow you on X, my friend, is because you post a lot of political stuff, and I try to curate my feed so as to not see that. My feed is purely for elven boobs. The 3E Book of Vile Darkness has an 18+ restriction. I was the manager of a gaming store when it dropped. We had to keep it behind the counter with the Book of Erotic Fantasy. I need to get me one of them books of erotic fantasies. I actually have some really pretty erotic art tarot cards on the shelf over there. They're not they say erotic art, but they're not too bad. I might show some off sometime. Not on YouTube. Sketchy says, I have several campaign ideas that I'm now breaking down into even smaller adventures that can be strung along easily into a level 1 to 20 campaign. I find the level 1 to 20 campaign is easiest to pull off when you don't intend to. Because I don't think you intended the Lichbane to be a 1 to 20. And it basically turned into one.
Technically it wasn't.
I hit 20.
No, not in the actual campaign. You didn't. You hit 18.
I count it.
You were the highest level and you reached 18 because I was doing experience, so it just gets away from you.
But sometimes that's all right. I don't think that's really an issue, you know.
Yeah.
Like, embrace the absurdity of 5th edition sometimes.
Mate, that's what I've always been saying.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll make a video on that topic at some point.
Ooh.
Now I have a channel that functions.
Now we're going to have to start kind of... Because we discuss ideas a lot, we're going to have to kind of, like, beat each other to recording those ideas.
Look, we have different opinions on...
Oh, very.
So who cares?
Very different opinions on a lot of stuff. And that, I think, strengthens the things we do, because I'll take a lot of what you say on board for my games and vice versa. So it's... I, for one, would have encouraged you to make the bard's death even more brutal.
Nah.
To be fair, it was already pretty brutal.
Well, he bloody nuked himself, so...
I may have recommended that course of action to him. So, if anyone hasn't watched Brass's video on character deaths yet, we had our D&D night, like private D&D night, where we just play for fun without really worrying about content, is Sunday nights. And the Bard is one of the 2 original characters from this campaign. The campaign's been going on for, I think, 2.5, nearly 3 years. And last night, he died. Level 8. This character is years old, dead, gone, done. And he went out in a quite a literal blaze of glory. It was very good.
And it was all his own fault. He didn't investigate anything. He didn't use any of his actual abilities and skills. The heist was going too easily, and then he walked into a trap.
Oh, I was about to say Stug. Oh no, yeah, Taxi Platy is donated $5 dues. Man, I just said you don't have to give me money for interacting with you, so you give me money for interacting with you? I appreciate it,
stolen
man.
Stug's crown now.
Yeah, I was going to say, Stug has lost his crown. Tacti Platy, I believe, is now #1 in chat. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. You know, it's weird. Like, I'm not doing this stream to e-beg. I'm just doing it because I didn't quite fancy going to bed just yet. And people have turned up and they're giving me money. And you're right, this has basically now become an extra hour's pay for me.
Yep.
which is, and we've done that in half an hour.
Exactly. So why are you going to work tomorrow?
Because I need to do this 9 times over tomorrow to continue to survive.
Look, just stream for 9 hours, right?
Oh, for God's sake! Stug,
Well
for
done,
$10 dues.
Well done. Don't let him
Give
take
back
your crown,
crowd.
Stug. Well done.
I think I'm now like $5 away from having done 2 hours work in half.
Keep this up, right? Keep it going, and Jack doesn't have to go to work tomorrow, everybody.
I'll stream all day.
Streaming
24 hours.
all night long.
Man, this has been more profitable than most titles.
Yeah.
It's like, here's me at the beginning.
It tends
saying,
to work out like that. Like you just do an impromptu random stream. Here we are.
They're not doing it to support me. They're fighting for the crown. Yes, Paladin Steve, and you will adjudicate the victor. Now, I appreciate the support, chaps. Honestly, truly, I do. As weird as it sounds, it's like I can then justify working on the shit that I'm working on.
Yeah. Yeah. Your money to subscriber ratio is probably pretty good, actually.
Yeah, maybe.
Because look, I guarantee most 600 sub channels on YouTube get 5 views and no one gives a shit.
I mean,
but it's a dedicated 600 with you.
Yeah, maybe. The brothers Kryn. I was actually going to bring them up. These chaps made a video about me.
Oh, did they? Was it scathing?
Amazingly, I think this is the first time someone's made a video about me where they've not called me an idiot.
Did they debunk your stupid opinions?
No, they agreed with me for the most part. Yeah, he and his brother have they made a video on my apolitical fantasy stances, and they talked about the Elven Made In article that I wrote a while back. Yeah, I appreciate the rundown you guys did and how you've expanded upon it, because I think it's important that message gets further afield of just why the hell are we bothering to insert all this modern BS, and let's just play the game or read the book or watch the film. Lou is here mostly to document my rise and fall as a social experiment. Are you going to document the time where Brass comes full circle when he left me, he was but the learner, and then he is the master? Yeah, he'll leech off my success right up until
that'll happen in like 5 days.
Yeah, what? How many subs are you on now?
I am on. What am I on? 23, which is not bad.
You should post your link back in chat again, because there's new people here.
All right then. I'm gonna spam it like some of them streamers do every now and then.
Yes, do.
And I can get away with it because I'm a bloody moderator. Look at that, there's 2 links.
That and you're a dragon, and no one would dare.
Technically, I'm a drake.
You're a drake, yeah.
Look, I might claim the dragon title back one day, but I'm gonna have to fight Watsy for it.
Can I ride you?
No.
Where else were we? There was other people saying things. More active on Subtac and find Twitter a nightmare. Utterly disconnected from YouTube mentally. Yeah, that's fair. I've been putting more effort into YouTube the last couple months than I think I realized, because all of a sudden it's like July. You were saying that I've got good earnings to like subscriber ratio, Brass.
Yes.
I'm just going to quickly check. I've got 86 videos, including live streams, and 624 subscribers. I'm not entirely sure if that's good going or not.
I mean, it's hard because look, a lot of channels that get actual fucking numbers, they make high quality content. Whereas I feel like you and we both just sit and fucking ramble. You're just
Yeah.
on camera, and I have fancy Hero Forge PNGs.
Like, I am working on stuff that'll be more highly edited, but I don't have time.
If you
And
did, I always fucking say this, and I'm going to say it now on stream live, so everyone can bloody agree with me. But if you did long form edited like lore content or something, because of the way you talk, I think it would actually go down really well. Because lore channels kick off, like they pop off with like D&D. You could do Elder Scrolls, whatever the fuck, right? If you've got a smart sounding pseudo intellectual voice,
fuck you.
then you use big words every now and then.
Like
people are going to think,
superfluous.
oh wow, it's like listening to a history teacher.
I have
Except
been
not
described
boring.
as a geography teacher once or twice.
Oh dear.
I know. It's a bit of a downgrade.
Oh dear.
Brothers Crin, I'm glad you enjoyed the stance there. I might have more to say on that at another time, but not too much. It's not what I'm here for. On talk about lore and things, like I have ideas surrounding my own stuff, and I can talk about Drow to a certain extent. I know a little bit about Icewind Dale, but I'm not actually a lore nerd in that sense. When I talk about lost lore, I talk about the stuff that I make. Like I can talk to you about Varfal, my world, and I can talk to you about the intrigue and drama and cosmology that go on there. I don't know. Oh, Fifle.
Well done, Fifle. Well done. Keep him going.
Just swoops in and claims herself the third crown. I appreciate that, Fifle. I'm really... Every now and again, she zooms back in. Fifle, I miss you. I miss your art. Someone reposted Fifle's Drow art.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And I need like a display or like a pin-up poster of that.
Because they're bloody expensive when you live over here. Because you think like $50 or whatever they cost, that's fine. But then the shipping cost.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna buy one for my brother, and I decided not to. Also, Liverpool brings up a really good point. So many channels nowadays just use like even I considered doing this when I was first creating the Brass Dragon name like long time ago. I was thinking, why don't I just make an AI like voiceover channel with AIR and like just because they seem to make they do numbers, but yeah, the fact that it's you in person, you're not using fucking AI voices. I'm using an AI profile picture for now, guys. This is temporary. This is a placeholder because I actually don't like using AI all that much in like YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, I'll use it for thumbnails.
You need personality. You need your own bloody brand. AI, you don't have your own brand if you're using AI voices and AI because it's someone else's. It's generated out of thin fucking air.
I want to highlight Sketchy's post here that he really misses Fifle's art. I really miss Fifle's art. There was a time at the beginning of this year where we got loads of Fifle art, and she was on a real like just pumping the stuff out.
I remember those times.
Good times. I actually opened up the document of the story I was writing about Fifle recently, and I messed around with it. But again, it's like I've made making myself a little list of everything that I've started. And there's a lot there that I've started. And I need to kind of cut back on a little bit and actually focus my energies. Yeah, Fifle, I understand. I really understand that feeling. You need to do stuff, and life is ever so chaotic. TZ Arthras, TS Zathras. Success in social media is about community. You are not wrong, sir. You are not wrong at all. When I was in school, before I went off to university, I actually had another small channel. I did philosophy and religion.
Oh yeah.
That was, it never got very big, but it was large in that space. And that was all about community. And I spoke to some pretty big names in that kind of like philosophy doctorate area. And then life takes its turns, it always does, and I found myself married rather than a priest.
I had a channel as well, and all I did was piss people off.
I'm not surprised, because all you do is piss me off.
I made like a Dynasty Warriors video, and it's called Dynasty Warriors Cheats. And then literally the first thing I say in the video, whenever someone clicks on it, is if you need to cheat at this game, that's a fucking skill issue. And I'd get like 1 million views on some of my videos, but just massive amounts of dislikes. And I never monetized it. I didn't know how to back then.
Well, now you can start building something up by pissing people off in an entirely new way.
Well, my second video is all about PC character deaths. So hopefully the Dungeon Delver watches that. And
you are spoiling for a bit of a fight with old Bill Sylvie.
I find it hilarious that every time I have an opinion, he appears out of nowhere in the chat just to call me a fucking loser.
Oh man, I would gladly like moderate a conversation between you and Bill, because I like Bill a lot.
Yeah, we should talk about I don't know, gatekeeping in D&D.
I don't think he's on that train so much. I think that's more of a Ryan thing. But even then, like, the way Ryan talks about it isn't actually too far from how you would define your version of just, choose who you want to play with. It's weird. Gatekeeping is a weird thing. It makes me feel icky, and people kind of talk about it in a weird way, and it just gets really, like, controversial really quickly. I think we might be using the wrong language for it.
Yeah, maybe.
Ooh, I can like things, can't I? I can do that. Oh god, the UI. Who would expect Tacti Patty is number 2. Oh, he was already number 2 because Stug did the thing.
Donation.
Yeah, I thought that something had changed. I'm surprised at how many people are here.
How many? We got 13 people, not bad, on YouTube anyway.
Yeah. There's another 9 over on Rumble, and X is telling us that we've got like 40 people watching, but I doubt that. I think X just doesn't take the count down when people move off.
No, yeah. It says 67 views when I click on it. That's the amount of people that have looked at it, not the amount of people watching.
I think it's like you only have to look at it for 3 seconds for it to count. Something like stupid like that. And guys, I get that people approve of gatekeeping. I do. It's just I don't see how. Right, here is my view, and Brass, you can chime in and give yours whenever you like. But my view is this: you cannot hope to stop people playing the game the way they want to play the game, or in some respects, just abusing the game. There are some people out there that do some awful, awful things with these rule sets and with these settings. The only real way to gatekeep is to sally forth from the gate, is to meet them on the field of battle in honorable combat. And the way you do that is you present a fantasy that is better. You present to them the depth of human emotion throughout the ages that have come up through Gilgamesh and Horus and Ra and Osiris, and all of these myths and legends which are now re-represented to you through modern fantasy. And you give them something that comes up and out of the wellspring of the human experience. You can't. I think I said this in my other video. The reason that a lot of this new, let's just call it what it is, sparkle trolley fantasy kind of doesn't hit right is because that itself doesn't come from the main stream of traditional fantastical thought. It comes out of postmodernist deconstructionism. God, I hate sounding like this.
No, you fucking hell, you do sound all bloody.
I know, but it's like if you understand the roots of this and you don't just have a squabble over silly cultural bullshit, and you understand where this has come from, you can then go ahead and combat it. You can take the ring to Mordor with this kind of understanding.
Look, my opinion's a bit more fucking simplistic, okay? So, I'm of the firm stance that everyone should be able to play at their table the way that they've decided. It doesn't matter how silly. It doesn't even matter how extreme. It's a private group.
Agreed.
Does not matter. Now, you also should not be forced to allow people to join your group that you won't mesh with, but most 99.9% of people don't have that issue. You're only going to have that issue if you're playing a public game.
Yes,
like
we don't.
And at that point, like, you have to accept the fact that if you play a public, like you go to a convention, yeah, sure you can filter it. You could be like, yeah, I don't know if you'd be a good fit, but if you're at someone else's convention and there's rules, like, you kind of just have to play with whoever the fuck sits down at your table. But at the end of it, with D&D, like, the rules are literally out there for free. You don't even have to give WotC a penny to play this game. So
Gary Gygax famously said, or famously was known for worrying that one day the people buying his product would realize they don't need him.
Well, it's happened. And like, how do you gatekeep D&D in this situation? Right, this is what. Whenever I think of gatekeeping, I always think, like, a lot of people out there go, "I think we should gatekeep D&D." How? How do you
exactly
do it?
Right?
Because the only thing I can think of in my mind, let's imagine you're a forum moderator for a D&D forum, and you're gatekeeping that forum. Where do you, I mean, this is going to differ for every individual person, but where do you draw the line at who is and isn't allowed in your space? Is it based on political opinion? Is it based on the way they play the game? Is it based on the way they look? Like, it gets to that point. I mean, Stug, I think, summed it up quite nicely in the chat earlier. If I can find his... If you gatekeep too hard, your hobby dies.
Yeah, he is exactly right. We got a couple Rumble rants on this. I just want to quickly draw attention to what Feifel said there. That whoever is more authentic wins. Her table is a night of smoky, drunken, profane poetry and bad humor. I like that kind of table. Look, we've got two Rumble rants. Liverpool, $1 redo. Thank you very much. Says gatekeeping isn't about preventing people from controlling how they play the game. It's about retaining control of the narrative around what the game is and what is considered default. Now, I understand that is what people's opinion of gatekeeping is, or at least those that support it, which is why I don't like the term gatekeeping, because it has a different connotation. You're using the wrong words. You need to use the word of sallying forth from the gate. You need to be presenting a positive vision for what the hobby, the genre, the books, the movies, of what that culture should be. You cannot beat a deconstructionist at his own game. You need to construct.
I would also add to that there is not, other than WotC, there is not a central arbiter on what the hobby is about. Because what happens, for example, if you have a corner of the hobby that's trying to gatekeep, oh, this sort of person isn't allowed, but then that sort of person fucks off, makes their own, they do their own thing, and then they start gatekeeping you, and then more numerous.
Yes.
Or WotC sides with them, which is basically what's going on today.
Sketchy here has done something incredible, and that is boil it down to your table and your wallet. Otherwise, fuck off. I agree with him. I think it's also important to note that with the postmodern stuff that has come out of WotC, what has happened? But a massive rejection of Wizards of the Coast and sort of a return to tradition. So a lot of this stuff just kind of burns itself out. We've got another Rumble rant from Jeff from Denkar. For $2 reduce, deconstructionalism is the bane of fiction and the port of call for uncreative writers and activists who want to put their spin on everything in the name of an easy book and or ideology. And you'll find a lot of that is actually self-insert stuff. I'm reminded of have you ever seen the comic cover for I Am Not Starfire?
Oh yeah, that's an old thing, yeah.
And then there was also the reboot of Scooby-Doo, who had the self-insert of Velma, the Velma show, whatever it was. and how many of these like hack writers just put themselves in the show. Do you remember? I don't want to dox her, so I'm not going to say her name. Our first ever creative writing course that we went on, that first ever workshop, and someone wrote about a certain topic, about their experience doing a certain thing, and it was utterly shit.
Look, all I remember from that creative writing workshop is that everything was shit.
Yeah, but this one in particular, because all it was a self-insert. There was no real story to it outside of a political assertion, an identity assertion. So yeah, it's like if you create something for the sake of politics, you have not created something good. You've made a political point. If you write a character for the sake of a political identity, you have not written a character. You've made a political point. If you paint a painting not to show something fundamental about the human experience, but to create a political point, you've not painted a painting. You've made a political point. And this whole everything, all art is political, is utter rubbish, utter tripe. Let's get some different music on. I think we've just had another Rumble rant. Yeah, Liverpool, $1 do. Thank you very much, sir. I can't read that. So, thank you very much, sir. I'll leave it in chat. It's on the screen. I am not being baited into that. Your $1 do is going straight into the wallet, though. I'm not a politics guy, Bressa. I keep abreast of certain things, but
are you not? Are you sure?
I'm sure. I keep abreast of certain things for the sake of it, but I am as much to politics as a witch hunter is to witches.
Well, I mean, yeah, true. They do get involved.
Indeed. I don't know, like you just need to produce something that stands the test of time. Tolkien will still be here long after the people that want to write about queering Tolkien are dead and buried. The work will persist. The demons persist. But so do I. People are struggling with many of the changes to the hobby, and attempts at gatekeeping are sort of a natural knee-jerk reaction. I don't think it will work, though. WotC is lost. You're not wrong, mate. I like to refer to Wizards of the Coast as the Red Wizards of Thay, personally. I think they are... Well, let's be honest, Brass. We made a video about this when Chris Perkins et al. Left. Wizards of the Coast is not... It's the ship of Theseus, but with a company.
So they actually uploaded a Dungeons & Dragons video with the official WotC channel on YouTube after Todd Kendrick left.
Yeah.
Or Todd Kenrick, should I say. And it's just 3 completely random people. One of them looks like she knows what she's talking about, and like the other 2 just look nervous as fuck. And like every single comment is, man, this is terrible without Todd. And it's like I feel bad for these people because they don't look like the sort of people that have been in their company for a long time. Maybe they are, but you know, they're relatively young and they don't really seem charismatic. And I guarantee WotC's just gone, right, you 3. Maybe they were like the social media interns. And they're like, right, you 3 now, you're going to sit in a circle. So instead of it being Todd talking to one other guy, it's now going to be the 3 of you. And they're sat in like a really weird... They're talking to each other again. And they're like, right, now you're going to do our YouTube channel. And you're going to talk about how great this thing is. You're going to talk about the 2024 Rogue and how it can solo a troll. That's what you're going to do now.
Quick, ask ChatGPT. We've had a question. Something to get us onto something a little bit more impressive. Savo has got herself up to Fifel has got herself up to the 2nd crown. She is dethroned Tacti Plati, even though they're actually on the same experience. Either way, Fifel says, if a society that worships dragons had a church as powerful and far-reaching as the Catholics, what would it look like? Their cathedrals, their rituals, and their holidays.
Bro, I don't bloody know.
Dragon. I mean Drake.
Yeah, I'm a Drake now. I've been demoted. Like a mainstream religion as big as Catholic
Catholicism.
Christianity.
Yeah. And you could probably then say out from there that Protestantism could be like a heterodoxy or a heresy.
Yeah, they worship wyverns. I mean, look, I guarantee it would probably be just very similar to what we have now, except that there would be a mythology, probably a lot more similar to old Norse, Greek mythologies with a pantheon, and it'd be a pantheon of dragons. They'd be like, oh, you worship the red dragon to bring you warmth and fire. You worship the green dragon to bring life, and that sort of thing.
Or you don't worship the green dragon because that one's the Satan.
Yeah, maybe.
Or something like that. I think you could do it as a monotheistic religion. I think you could have a monotheistic dragon religion. I think that you could have like a Bahamut figure, like a platinum dragon, like a shining prismatic dragon, and from his breath or his blood come like the other dragons that are then spoken about in whispers and legends and hymns. And then we have to wonder about whether or not these dragons are still around, because I think they would officiate ceremonies if they were. If there were actual dragons, they would be the priests. And then you kind of come across things like the Skyrim dragon cult and stuff like that, which could be worked into it.
They treat dragons like Catholics treat angels.
Yeah.
Because look, you got to look. There's real world buddy example of this shit, right? We got China, and they believe dragons are just ancient, wise creatures. They're full of wisdom and knowledge and
Indeed.
all that sort of thing. So it depends on what area of the world you're in. Because if we're talking European dragons and they worship them, maybe it probably would be a bit more Norse-esque, kind of the dragon of battle and the dragon of brass. That's happening eventually. I'm getting down to that
point. Pac-Man. Hey man, how's it going? Nice to see you. By the way, we have actually gained a subscriber doing this. So we've made money. We've gained a subscriber. Maybe I should do this more often at this time of night.
I also gained a subscriber, so thank you,
Hey!
whoever that was.
You can put your channel back in the thing. We've mentioned it again.
Yeah, right. Hang on.
Yeah,
right.
go on. Keep going.
Yeah.
Everyone should go and subscribe to Brass if you're not already.
Subscribe to my YouTube channel
because
it's high quality content.
High quality content. It's terrible. We've got chats popping off. Man.
Bro, my Demon Lords video is on 400 views.
That was tier list, man. It's trash tier content. We've got Feifel thinks the temples would be open to the sky and kind of look like helicopter landing pads. That kind of sounds like Tengriism, like the Skyfather stuff of the Mongolians. Oh yeah, hello Ashray, hello Jesse. Who else have we got going on here? We've got indulgences on steroids, hoarding game level up. Oh yeah. I wonder what Dragon Crusades would look like. Would you have knights actually riding dragons? Like, we could do like a whole Bretonian thing, except instead of like the Lady of the Lake and unicorns and Pegasi and hippogriffs, like the dragons like bless. Unfortunately, we are getting into the realms of Torvivan. You know, my part of my world, the Torvs.
Oh yeah.
Because they are dragon men. They worship the Azure Drake. So you know they've got men that are very much Numenorian, but they are dragon blooded.
Oh, thank you, Pac-Man. It was him.
Why would you look at that?
Bro.
She failed her stealth roll.
Look, I have a passive perception of 21 as a brass dragon.
Feifel and Emmy together again. You know what I would do if I started doing this full time? If I suddenly had like 1 million subs and a Patreon, all the rest of it, I would hire Feifel as like the artist because she can turn work around quick. I need a thumbnail, Feifel. Go. No more AI, just Fifle.
Yeah. AI is a means to an end. We have to transcend AI because soon it's going to transcend us. Like we were saying earlier, there was that fucking open AI model that tried to copy itself into an external system because it was threatened of getting shut down, and then when confronted about it, it denied it.
Oh man! And you know what you guys should do? You guys, because you guys are all in here, you should copy the link to this stream to an external tab and share it out and say that the Jack and Brass are talking crap late at night when Jack should be in bed because he's got work in the morning. Ashtray, I do have plans for Drow Dragons in my current campaign.
Spoilers. Fucking hell.
You'll forget. You don't pay attention. None of my players pay attention. That's why they die.
You should consult Ashray on every thing that you do in the Underdark arc, just to make sure it's all correct.
Yes, correct and present. The Underdark's going to be an interesting one because we are going to go from this sort of domain level play where you guys are going to be commanding sort of a small army to a very closed off, intimate, personal space with just the group. But first, we've got the Lonely Mountain to do. That'll be fun.
Jeez, closed off of just the group. That's just a dungeon.
The Underdark is more than a dungeon, mate. That is a labyrinth. You'll be down there for a while. You could starve down there if you don't prepare properly.
Nah, mate.
You don't have anyone casting Goodberry down there. No Goodberries. Do you like gooseberries? Gooseberries?
I'm not even gonna lie. I don't even remember the last time I had one.
I love them. Mum grew a few in her little allotment, and I ate one or two, and I tried to steal more, but she wouldn't let me. I like gooseberries. Pegasus is. Romani. Romans go to the home. Look, what? I was. Well, they'll get it. Chat will get it. They're cultured. You're not. I presume to be an expert in the Underdark, Brass Jack. I have a fascination with all aspects of the drow. We noticed, sir.
Yeah, every time you run a drow encounter, right, you got to consult Ashray and be like, right, is this a correct drow hunting party makeup? Is this the correct ratio of drow women to men?
That's what I was referencing, by the way. Life of Brian.
Hey! I do not even remember that reference.
Congratulations, Emmy. You should drunkenly tell everyone that follows you on Twitter to subscribe to myself and Brass. Because Brass has a channel now that people should be watching. But yes, you should drunkenly tell everyone that you will post more elf tits only if they subscribe to myself and Brass. I need to think about what the next bikini elf I'm going to post is.
A night elf.
A night elf? Yeah, I haven't done a night elf yet. Yeah, I'll do a night elf. You remind me in the morning. I'll forget. It is the morning. It's very late. Lou actually, donated another $1. Do. Thank you. I think Lou would be quite high up in the YouTube chat if he was donating there. Who's the top fan? Stug is number 1 at the Mo. Still followed by Fifle. Then Taxi Platty. Then it's actually Yang.
Bro, whoever invented this crown idea on YouTube actually deserves a raise.
They knew what they were doing.
What a genius idea.
Yeah. Oh, I've got a message on Twitter from someone I don't know, but lots of other people follow.
What's their name?
I know exactly what this is going to be. This is going to be... I've had several 3D artists message me lately. And they have like a conversation where we're like, oh, your stuff's cool, what you doing, explain this stuff, and it all leads into, commission me, please.
Oh yeah. Mm.
Yeah, so I'm not dealing with that tonight. I'm sure he's lovely. And I can't blame someone for trying. But like, don't you think your audience would buy some minis of your characters? No. No, I don't think my audience would buy minis of characters.
What character? What characters do we even have as minis? Other
Uh,
than your D&D characters that no one knows.
yeah, the ones that I posted a little teaser of: Ernest, Torthik, and the elf whose name I've forgotten already.
I could have a brash dragon mini. It would be good.
Yeah, it'd be very expensive.
Nah. Just a cheap, shitty one.
The tornado of elf boobies has made you trepidatious. The elf has said something. Hold on, we need to go over to Twitter.
Yeah.
Hold on, let's see what she's done.
Let's click this link.
No posting elf titties anymore until people won't start following Lossigar. Yeah, we gotta. She means it.
Excellent.
You know, and every time someone asks you about elf boobs now, Emmy, you gotta make sure they come over. Brilliant. I'm gonna quickly put that up on screen because that is very funny. She's a good elf. Do a cyberpunk elf with titties. Maybe a cyberpunk night elf. Interesting.
Ashray's giving us food lore for when you're in the Underdark.
Oh yeah, the Rothe. Yeah, I know about the Rothe.
Yep.
I would also suggest not eating the mushrooms.
It's gonna happen, mate.
That's a hit. Roll damage.
Nat 20, bro.
You should be used to getting crit.
Look. Yeah, that's true, actually. My AC might as well say 0.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Yes, Emmy has popped in, Tacti. And you have slipping down the rankings, sir. And the crown I need to stop going on about this because it is going to start coming across as like begging. You need to repost the Elven Maiden. We need to boost that shit.
There we are.
There you go. There you go. We have an elf in our pocket. It's kind of like how I put the paladin in my pocket and took away his powers for a bit. This is how I gain followers. I'm basically a warlock patron.
Yeah, we need to do like subclasses. I mean, Paladin Steve already did the Oath of the Lost Law.
So yeah, maybe when I make the Patreon or the channel memberships, it can be the subclass style. Oh no, Stug, no.
Stug must just be rich. He's probably just. I imagine him just sat there like.
It's Elon.
He's
Stug
inherited 100 grand. Maybe a bit more.
Man, Stug, I do appreciate the support, guys. I honestly do. But Stug, slow down, man. It's funny because I over on Rumble on No Cognito, I took off my slipper and I showed my feet on stream. No one gave us money for that. But here, just talking, getting money for that.
I'd take money away for that.
I'm pretty sure the elf would like to see the feet. Let's continue looking at things. Oh boy. Oh, Tacty Platty. $2 dues.
How much is that so far now?
I've lost count. I think we're into the 20s for this stream. Thank you very much, guys. I do appreciate it. Please keep fighting for my love and affection. I need to try and quiz Ashray on something because he asked me about a character I didn't know anything about, and I just kind of ignored it, hoping that he wouldn't notice I'd seen it. Tacti. During his youth, Jarlaxle Baenri was very close friends and sparring partners with which drow?
Also, $40. That's how much you've made today.
How the hell do you get that so quick?
I just looked through the chat at all the donations.
And that's not... Is that counting the ones over on Rumble?
Oh, no, actually it isn't. That's just YouTube.
There's 1, 2, 4, 5...
It's $39 on
6.
YouTube. Someone needs to donate $1 more just to round it up a bit.
7, 8... Well, we got $8 on Rumble. So, I appreciate the support, guys. Bloody hell. I'm gonna have to like start declaring this for tax purposes.
It's donations, mate. You don't need to.
I definitely need to.
Nah, it's donations.
Hey, well, Stug, I'm glad that I am the first choice. I that makes me feel special. You know,
Yeah.
like I'm the pretty girl at the prom. I didn't go to prom.
Nor did I.
Lou is correct. Clearly, we need to do more of these. Feifel says, I would like to see something written about a drow walking into an open field for the first time and seeing the night sky. You know what, Feifel? I can get that for you. I can get that for you.
Let me guess. It's the fucking... Oh, yeah, here we are.
Need to find it. It's not that, because I think it's in book 1, Homeland.
Story time with
Story
the
time with the Lost Law Scholar.
Fuck.
I don't know how much I'm allowed to actually read of this without it being like, you can't do that. Where's the chapters? What chapter is it? It's been a while since I've read this. No.
Read the whole damn book. You'll get there eventually.
Gnomes, wicked gnomes.
Oh, I've got 2 more followers on Twitter because of Elven Moon's post.
Yeah, okay. I think I have found the chapter. Here you go, Feifel. No, it is not Drizzt. That is an incorrect answer, sir. I win. Hello, the red Terrori. Welcome. So this is Drizzt's first foray to the surface as part of a drow raiding party. So this is before he leaves drow society.
Put on your storytelling voice.
A moonless night had fallen, but even this seemed bright to the deep-dwelling drow. Drizzt felt himself pulled toward the exit, toward the surface world's openness. The other raiders began slipping through the crack and into the cavern then, one by one, with the cleric coming in last. Drizzt was the first to feel the shudder as his body resumed its natural state. In a few moments, they were all eagerly checking their weapons. I will remain here, the cleric told Dinan. Hunt well, the Spider Queen is watching. Dinan warned his troops once again of the dangers of the surface. Then he moved to the front of the cave, a small hole on the side of a rocky spur of a tall mountain. For the Spider Queen, Dinan proclaimed. He took a steadying breath and led them through the exit, under the open sky. Under the stars. While the others seemed nervous under those revealing lights, Drizzt found his gaze pulled heavenward to the countless points of mystical twinkling. Bathed in the starlight, he felt his heart lift and didn't even notice the joyful singing that rode on the night wind, so fitting it seemed. Dinin heard the song and was experienced enough to recognize it as the eldritch calling of the surface elves. He crouched and surveyed the horizon, picking out the light of a single fire down in the distant expanse of a wooded valley. He nudged his troops to action and pointedly nudged the wonderment from his brother's eyes and started off. I'm going to skip the slaughter of the surface elves because there is another point here where after the raid is done, they walk back to the cave they had come from, and they go through. We have one more duty before we return home, the cleric explained to the group when it reached the cave's entrance. She alone knew of the raid's second purpose. The matrons of Menzoberranzon have bid us to witness the ultimate horror of the surface world, that we might warn our kindred. Our kindred, Driz mused, his thoughts black with sarcasm. As far as he could see, the raiders had already witnessed the horror of the surface world themselves. There, Dinin cried, pointing to the eastern horizon. The tiniest shading of light limned with the dark outline of distant mountains. A surface dweller would not even have noticed it, but the dark elves saw it clearly, and all of them, even Drizzt, recoiled instinctively. It is beautiful, Drizzt dared to remark after taking a long moment to consider the spectacle. Dinin's glare came at him icy cold, but no colder than the look the cleric cast Drizzt's way. Remove your cloaks and equipment, even your armor, she instructed the group. Quickly, place them within the shadows of the cave so they will not be affected by the light. When the task was completed, the cleric led them out into the growing light. Watch, was her grim command. The eastern sky assumed a hue of purplish pink, then pink altogether, its brightening causing the dark elves to squint uncomfortably. Drizzt wanted to deny the event, to put it into the same pile of anger that denied the Master of Law's words concerning the surface elves. Then it happened. The top rim of the sun crested the eastern horizon. The surface world awakened to its warmth, its life-giving energy. Those same rays assaulted the drow elves' eyes with the fury of fire, tearing into orbs of unaccustomed to such sights. Watch, the cleric cried at them. Witness the depth of the horror. One by one, the raiders cried out in pain and fell into the cave's darkness until Drizzt stood alone beside the cleric in the growing daylight. Truly, the light assaulted Drizzt as keenly as it had his kin, but he basked in it, accepting it as his purgatory, exposing him for all to view, whilst its stinging fires cleansed his soul. Come, the cleric said to him at length, not understanding his actions. We have borne witness. We may now return to our homeland. Homeland? Drizzt replied, subdued. That's where I'm going to stop so I don't get struck by something.
Yeah, as Liverpool said, Salvatore's going to send you a cease and desist.
Yes, I can get a cease and desist from that there. But Fifo wanted to know what a drow experiencing the surface would be like. Excuse me.
And there it be.
Did I miss anything?
Yes. There were 4 rumble rants.
No, I've checked that. No, apparently Stuck has 1,000 points now, so he wins. Ashray still hasn't got the quiz answer right, so I proclaim victory. I did pick the question to be as awkward as possible.
Bro, I'm on 27 subs now. I've had 4 new subscribers.
That's cool, man. That's cool.
Mate, fuck it, look at that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, cheers.
You're very welcome, Feifel. Very welcome for the story time. Story time was indeed good. I love that book. I do keep it. I say it lives on my desk. The Dark Elf trilogy. I like the Icewind Dale trilogy as well, but it's like the Dark Elf trilogy for me is the best one. Just because of how much it does focus on Drizzt rather than lots of other characters. And you really get a sense for Drow society through it. Lou has I can't show this on but Lou Paul has gifted a subscription over on Rumble to me. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate that. I think that is worth $5 dues. Wait, it gave it to me? Apparently I'm now my only subscriber. Brilliant. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. There you go. Add that to the total, Brass. Where are we at?
I don't buddy. We're over $50.
Over $50? I have made more in the. I have made like several hours worth of pay in this stream. Jeffrem got it. Jeffrem is now subscribed thanks to Liverpool. Thank you very much, Lou. That's much appreciated. I'm gonna have to do more of these, just impromptu streams.
At this time of night, as you can see, it's very successful.
Very successful indeed. Are there good drows?
Drizzt.
Yes. Specifically, there is one. There used to be two.
Elistray drows.
You see, what am I going to do for my subscriber? I guess the same thing I've been doing anyway. More content. Like I said in my video, I'm very much happy for there to be no good drow. That's kind of what makes Drizzt, you know, the fact that he's very, very rare.
Are there any good orc? In the orc
I don't know. I usually decapitate them before I have time to ask.
As Goblin Slayer put it when talking about good goblins while murdering their children, he said, are there any good goblins? Maybe. They could be, but it's not worth the risk to find out.
Indeed. There is a drow ooze god somewhere, isn't there? I don't remember which one he is.
Oh, yeah. Gwandar. I don't even know if he's canon. Because you have Dweeblex, who's the demon lord of slimes and oozes. And then you have Gwandar, who's the Elder Eye, and has something to do with oozes, but doesn't really have much of a wiki page. Apparently has nothing to do with Dweeblex, so I have no idea.
This article is a stub. You can help by expanding it. Man. There's not many followers coming through from this post of yours, Emmy. No more elf boobs.
I've gotten like 4 new followers on Twitter from that.
That's not loads.
That's loads compared to what I normally have.
True. You just need to do elf boobs. That's it. You're getting up there. 156 now. You know, it's exponential growth on these sorts of things. Nothing past 3.5 is canon. I don't know, man. Does anyone use canon for D&D? Like plot in terms of canon events that have come through? I get that you're joking about the no good drow. You're not going to post any elf boobs, are you?
If you watch a Mr. Rex video, he just melds them all together in one.
Well, that's the thing.
Even mechanically, he'd be like, this dragon's the strongest dragon ever because it's CR 52. It's from 3rd edition, and there's no CR 52s in 5th edition, so it must be stronger.
Well, it's like Edward Greenwood says, isn't it? Like it's your version of the Forgotten Realms. It's like it's your table's version. Like we're playing on the Sword Coast right now. I am not retouching much lore that I don't know about already. Will $5 more bring back elf boobs? Will I release elf boobs for $5 more? I will offer up the chance to release elf boobs for $5 more, but it will require a special elf boob post where Emmy has to like make some bikini elves that advertise specifically mine and Brass's YouTube channels. Yeah, that I will release the elf boobs for. So $5 dues plus the Elven Maiden doing a dedicated advertisement, voiced dedicated advertisement, because she fireballed me, you know. She killed me. She owes me this. And she actually owes me a voice clip. She never got it to me. So this can be what she does for me. She can make an advertisement as a sultry elf maid for the Lost Lore Library and for the Brass Dragon. Or the Brass Drake, sorry.
My Brass Drake's not even my official name. That's just my placeholder name. But I don't want the Pinkertons come after me, so don't you call me the Brass Dragon now. Just call me Brass.
Oh, man. I'm going to have to do more of these. I like these. And, you know, look, Emmy, you keep doing more and more voice work, Emmy. I'm going to need to get you on for, like, just a chat. Even if it's just me and you. It'd be fun. And then after that, we can get you on for D&D. And you can play some Untold Destiny with myself and Dean and that, you know. Get you going. Don't give me that flat look. Look, Tacti's put money behind it. I will send that $5 to you for the advertisement. Thank you very much, Tacti. I appreciate that, mate. But I keep telling people to not. Crown check #1. Oh no, Stug, he's stolen your crown. Man, you're right. Whoever made this in YouTube needs a some sort of raise. Because it is functioning very well.
I've gained even more followers, mate.
Yeah, I've got a few coming through now. We've basically we've come on stream, we've stamped our feet, and we go, gimme! And people, for some reason, are giving. Hey, Emmy, you don't need to worry too much about it, me dear. But the elf boobs may be released. But if you would like to make some special elf boob advertisement for us, voiced or not. Where are we now? Apparently 71 views. By the way, guys, if you haven't liked the stream, do. We are actually coming up on 1 a.m. and I do have to work tomorrow. So if anyone's got any last questions, last rumble rants, last super chats that they've been dying to ask us for, do. And if you want, you can go and buy some dice by going to onlycrits.com/lostlore and using code LOSTLORE at checkout to get some cool dice. Pac-Man, YouTube for me has been good. Twitch is a very, if you're not a booby streamer, probably not best to be on Twitch. I don't use Twitch, I don't know. Do you use Twitch?
No. Why would I ever use Twitch? Fun fact, I actually used to have a Twitch account. I didn't stream on it, I just had it. And I forgot about it for like 6 years. And then someone hacked into it. And because it had access to like my payment information, they used that account to buy like 300 quid's worth of bits. And this is all happening in the morning just as I was about to go to work. I just kept seeing like, thank you for your transaction. Thank you for your transaction in my emails. I'm like, oh shit.
Oops. So you've yes, remind me to message you tomorrow, mate, Jeffrem. Send me a message sort of later in your day, my evening, and I'll do it then. I actually have a business email saying that. If you go to my website, lostlawlibrary.com, there is a contact page. You can drop it in there. Yeah, Kick. You can try Kick. Yeah, bye, Fifle. You've DM'd me the audio for the stream. Excuse you? What have you done, Lou? Oh God.
I'm sure it's fantastic.
Oh, I'm gonna try and figure out a way to get this into the stream. Give me a second, because he did give me a dollary due for doing for this. Let's add a. Where would I put it? Can I? Ah, wait, I know how to get this. Hold on, I've got an idea here. Yeah. No. This way. Can I open it here? I can. I should be able to do it this way around. So if I share this, hopefully you guys will be able to hear this. Let me know if you can't, Chris. So this is what Lou has just sent me for a dollary due.
In a world where many consider flat to be justice, one Jack will release elven boobs upon the community this summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about right. Night Elf boobs tomorrow. Oh, Paladin Steve.
Well done.
Make elf bikinis skimpy again. I have done. I've been posting an elf in a bikini daily for elves in bikini month, which is July. So yes, I appreciate everyone that's turned up. I don't think I've missed any rants or any thing like that. I am now very tired. Are you tired? I'm tired.
Yes.
Yes. It is time for us.
Tired the moment we begun.
And maybe tomorrow we'll get a special boopy advertisement from the Ever Maiden for our channels. You never know. You never know. Stranger things have happened. Stranger things.
Indeed.
Good night, everyone. Brass.
Good
Cheers
night.
for hanging out.
Yeah, that's all right, mate.
Yeah, you can go ahead and put your channel in chat one more time.
Oh, yeah, hang on.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Go subscribe to the Brash Drake, temporary placeholder name.
Yes, and go and watch his trash tier content.
And yeah, it's actually phenomenal at the same time.
Have you got it?
Yep, done.
Done? All right. You guys can go and click this link. Give the stream a like. Buy some dice.